Good morning, it's Sunday today and we are off on a bike ride because we wanted to hire bikes to go along the Appian Way, and Sunday is the only day that it's closed to traffic. So as I'll be clinging to my handlebars because I haven't ridden a bike in quite a few years. Oh yeah, we did. We hired a bike at Yosemite. This should be fun, but I won't be able to hold onto the camera very much. I just have to get you out to show you when we stop looking out there what we're doing. Well, we've just had a bit of a hairy adventure. We completely went the wrong direction. The lady in the bike hire shop said go right, so we went right, but there was actually... Oh! Jude's powder just went rolling down the road. But there was actually a middle right, which she should have said middle, not
Maybe
right.
She didn't know the word for middle.
Maybe she didn't know the word for middle. Her English was pretty good though.
It was.
So we've just been riding our bikes along quite a fast
main road
with
no
no path, and yeah, considering we are not a bike riding family, the last time we did a bike ride was Yosemite National Park, where we hired bikes around a nice flats. And that was like 5 years ago now, possibly as much as 9 years ago. Before then, I don't remember, since I rode your bike for about 5 minutes. So since that, other than that, it's been not since I was a child really. So anyway, I'm rambling to explain the fact that this was quite a nerve-wracking experience for us riding along this road. It was an adventure, and
nobody died.
Nobody died.
Rain almost died.
Rain almost died, but we have found our way now to the actual road we're meant to be on, and we're at the ruins of. Do you know what it's actually called?
Oh, it was the whole.
It's that big sign there, if you can read it out.
Area di Accoglienza. I apologise for my terrible Italian. We're just sitting in the shade for a minute and we're going to go and explore some ancient ruins. They used to do chariot racing down there.
Yeah, shall I explain the information now?
Okay.
So the actual thing is 250 metres long and 92 metres wide. And by the top side are two semi-cylindrical towers, which are those things there. Oh, I thought you were going to show the actual site. Those things there, between which were located the 12 pits from which the racing chariots came out of.
Okay.
And then later we'll see the peg, and I'll say what the peg is.
So this is how it would have looked, and that's it now.
In the centre of the area is the peg, around which the chariots turned, and on the curved side a triumphal arch. The steps accommodated 10,000 spectators.
Gosh.
So they would go around the end.
That's
a huge
triumph.
distance.
Do you want to do a quick lap?
So these were the gates where the chariots all lined up, and they raced up there, turned around that middle bit and came back again, I think. So this is the mausoleum.
You have better eyebrows than I do.
Okay, let's go in. This is amazing. So this was from, what was it?
309 AD.
Well, we stopped for some lunch. We just needed to rest. It's really hard going cycling.
You've gone so far.
in the heat. It's just the heat. So we've sat down for a lunch. We've come to this little garden restaurant off the side of the Appian Way and having a ham and cheese panini. A tip for future visitors to Italy: they don't seem to offer tap water. You have to buy water. And we are all gasped and we've more or less run out of our own supplies. So we're hoping that there's another fountain further along, because around the city of Rome there's like fountains everywhere, you just help yourself. So that's what we're hoping to be able to do, that a bit further along this road. But the pineapple juice is delicious. Nice.
I like it.
Good.
I love peach juice. It's so nice.
Oh, good. And there are oranges growing on the trees. I am really half tempted to reach up and get one.
But you can buy sort of fake plaster ones from that like a pound shop or a garden centre.
Yeah, it is. It's like looking at stuff that you see in a garden centre, but it's real. What's the name of the place we're at? No, I can't remember. We're at a massive mausoleum that someone built for their daughter. The problem is I'm not familiar with these old names, and so they're really hard for me to pronounce and also remember. Quite fascinating seeing the architecture and the fact that this, I do remember this was 50 BC, this building, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the outside you can still see the marble at the top. I'll show you in a sec.
You know, we don't know what the rest of it is. Just a hand. It's a very big hand. They managed to make something.
That's another surprising thing we've discovered, that the marble, it looks really smooth and like nice and soft to the touch. Well, you know, smooth to the touch. It's not, it's like sandpaper, which is really unexpected. It's really rough. You found a coffin?
Yeah, it is. Have you got a head shape?
Oh, yes it is, isn't it?
Oh no, it's like a coffin.
Oh, it's nice and cool in here. Where is that pigeon? I don't want to get shat on. These patterns do not look ancient. Are they really like that? If I found that, I would have thought that was like 1980s.
Yeah, and then chucked it away.
That's the name of the place we're at. Pause it if you want to know more information. So we just pulled over for a little stop, and there's some remains of some Roman baths just at the side of the road here. I think that's what they're called. Liking that mosaic down there. That's a pretty one. Well, we're all quite hot and a bit exhausted, so I think we're just actually going to go up the road 10 minutes and then head back, because we still want to see the Catacombs, which we haven't been in yet, and we wanted a bit of a nap before going out again this evening for the night tour bus ride. So I think that's the plan. I am so angry right now. I'm trying not to be, because it's holiday and you don't want it to feel spoiled. But if that lady at the bike hire place had not said turn right, instead of being frightened for our lives going down a public road and just wasting tons of energy as well cycling uphill, instead we would have been on this beautiful tree-lined flat tarmac, like with no traffic on it, sort of alleyway instead, and then we would have been able to see so much more of the Appian Way. I feel like we've come back and we've really hardly seen much of it at all, so yeah, really annoyed. Don't go right. Even if she says to go right, you need to go down the middle when you leave the bike hire place. I'm so angry. I just feel like there's so much more to see. We haven't been to Rome before, no plans to come to Rome again, even though we did chuck the coin over our shoulder yesterday. I forgot to mention that's what that means. So I don't know if we're ever going to see the rest of it, and we would have done if we hadn't gone the wrong way. So we have now come to the Catacombs, and I'm just about to queue up to get tickets. Oh my god, it's hot, 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 hot. Well, the Catacombs were really interesting, but we couldn't film or take any photographs, so I couldn't show you unfortunately, but they were a spectacular sight if you're thinking of doing Rome. Just miles and miles and miles of corridors of tombs going like 10 stories high, sometimes more. A bit creepy and a bit weird feeling, but still glad we saw them. So we just got our last little leg of the bike ride and then back to the hotel, I think. So that bit there is another bit for chariot racing. That's the Instagram wall